السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to day 20 of the live streaming about the Juz Amma during the month of Ramadan on Madinah Arabic Online Tuition Center. Today we started with Surah Ash-Shams. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. Surah Ash-Shams, or the sun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives oaths, different oaths in this surah. Shams, by the sun and its brightness. And this is something very visible and clear to everyone. Who created this? Allah Azza wa Jal. وَالْقَمَرِ, the moon, إِذَا تَلَاهَا, when it follows the sun. وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا, and the day when it displays it. When the day comes and it be very clear and it displays the sun. So the sun is already existing during the day or the night. It's existing in the sky, but during the different movements of the earth around the sun, and this is the mechanism of day and night. During the day, we can see it. It displays the sun. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا, and by the night when it covers it. And the night, during the night, it looks like or seems like this night covers the sun and we can't see it. So here we have different pronouns, all of them refer to the sun. وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا, and by the heaven, or by the sky, and he who constructed it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And look at the creation of the sky. Allah has created it without any pillars. Billions and billions of miles without any single pillar, and made it as a ceiling to us, subhanAllah, and made it in different layers, 7 heavens. And all these stars and galaxies that we see, they are only in the first layer, on the first heaven, as in Surah Al-Mulk. لَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا, we have decorated the lowest sama, the lowest heaven, السماء الدنيا, which is the first one, بِمَصَابِيح, lamps. وَجَعَلْنَاهَا رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينِ, وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا طَحَاهَا, and by the earth and he who spread it. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, and by the soul and he who proportioned it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So sometimes Allah swears by the body itself, the creation of the man, as in Surah Al-Infitar, الَّذِي خَلَقَكَ فَسَوَّاكَ فَعَدَلَكَ. He has created your body, created your bones, your nerves, your every stuff in you. And sometimes by the soul itself, the soul that carries the characteristics, whether the good characteristics or the evil characteristics. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, and by the one who has proportioned it. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, and he inspired it its wickedness and its righteousness. So he subhanahu wa ta'ala guided this soul and instructed it and made clear to it the way towards wickedness and the way towards righteousness. Again, the two teams theme. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. The first one is the winner. He has succeeded. Who purifies it? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the soul, proportioned it for us, and He showed it the two ways of good and bad. As for the one who chooses to purify it, he will be winner. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا, and he has failed who instills it with corruption. And the one who decides to follow the desires and the whims and temptations that stir his heart and stir his soul, now indeed he is a failure, and he couldn't control this soul. After all this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a story of the past nations, which is the nation of Thamud Prophet, the people of Prophet Salih alayhi salam. And this is just one example to say to the disbelievers, the polytheists at the Prophet's time, if you have disbelieved in our oneness, so you're doing like the other nations, the past nations, and be aware, and we're warning you of the same end of them. كذبت ثمود بطغواها. Thamud denied the Prophet by reason of their transgression. So they knew that the Prophet is a righteous man, and they admit that he is a good person, but out of their transgression, out of their arrogance, they disbelieved in him. Same like the disbelievers, the polytheists. They admitted the Prophet's honesty and trustworthy, and they called him as-sadiq al-amin, the truthful, the trustworthy. But when he started to deal with their religion and with their faith, with their creed, they claimed that he is magician, he is madman, and he's poet and stuff. فإنهم لا يكذبونك, as Allah SWT said, they do not deny your faith, they do not deny your dignity. فإنهم لا يكذبونك ولكن الظالمين بآيات الله يجحدون. But those wrongdoers, those transgressors, يجحدون بآيات الله. They transgress and they just deny the ayahs, the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought down to them. إِذِ انبَعَثَ أَشْقَاهَا. When the most wretched of them was sent forth. So one of them was the most wretched man, the one who inspired to them to slaughter the camel, the she camel. And this is the same as what it was at the time of the polytheists before the advent of the Prophet ﷺ, as he ﷺ said about Amr ibn Luhay. Amr ibn Luhay al-Khuzai, the Prophet ﷺ said, إنه أول من سيب السوائب وبحر البحيرة. He was the first one to dedicate animals and of the cattle and these she camels and the different types of the she camels to the idols. So those polytheists, they were people of Tawheed or of the Hanifiyya. They were following their forefathers and their grandfathers. They were on the religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Okay, Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam. But with the passage of time, they started to forget this, and the shaitan started to inspire shirk to them. And the first one who innovated the shirk and dedicating and making vows to those idols was someone named Amr ibn Luhay. Okay, that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنِّي رَأَيْتُهُ يَجُرُّ قُصْبَهُ فِي النَّارِ. I saw him grabbing his intestines in hellfire. So this one here in this surah is the most wretched one, same like the one that was at the times of the Arabs. فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ وَسُقْيَاهَا. The messenger of Allah, Salih alayhi salam, said to them, نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ, do not harm the she camel of Allah, وَسُقْيَاهَا, or prevent it from its drink. فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَعَقَرُوهَا. But they denied. So all of them agreed to slaughter it. Okay, but who initiated this? Who innovated this? Who inspired this evil action to them? The most wretched one of them. So we understand from this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaching us here that if you follow one of the bad people, you have a responsibility. You are not a blind follower to someone. You will have the same sin. Okay? But yes, he will take the sins or the same sins like everyone who does that sin. But this doesn't mean that you are innocent. No. فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَعَقَرُوهَا. All of them obeyed that person and agreed to slaughter it. فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ. So the Lord brought down upon them destruction. بِذَنْبِهِمْ, for their sin. فَسَوَّاهَا, and made it equal upon all of them. Made the earth equal with them, which is plain earth. So they were basically surfaced to the earth. وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't fear the consequence thereof. No one can threaten Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the creator and He is Al-Jabbar, He is Al-Muntaqim. So no one can harm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any single sense. So this is the Surah Al-Shams. One of the relatively short surahs with comparison to what's around it, what's before and after it. Let's see today one of the tajweed topics. Let's talk about التفخيم والترقيق. Heavy and light letters. What is تفخيم and what is ترقيق? Tafkhim, heaviness, it enters the body of the letter, the sound itself of the letter. So the mouth is filled with its reverberation or its echo. The tarqiq is the opposite. It's thinness that comes to the letter. What is the mechanism of elevation or tafkhim and tarqiq? Heaviness, directing pressure of the letter to the roof of the mouth due to narrowing the throat. And lightness is absence of this pressure. How? Here we have very obvious example, qaf and kaf. And this is the concept of isti'la and istifal. Isti'la is elevation or going upwards, and istifal going downwards. So isti'la, these two letters, qaf and kaf, both they come out from the back of the tongue, okay? From the back of the tongue. So the back of the tongue elevates, because many people they understand al-istila or tafkhim as just elevating the back of the tongue, and this is a mistake. Now these two letters have elevation in the back of the tongue, but one of them is heavy, one of them is light. But the istila of the elevation is in the elevation of the sound itself towards the roof of the mouth. So or you say with fatha. Okay, here you will see you will feel that the air of the letter or the sound of the letter itself pushes towards the roof of the mouth. Okay, due to what? This area is narrow. The throat itself is narrow. But for kaf, you don't feel any pressure going to the roof of the mouth. Compare it. Okay? Why? Because there is no narrowness here. So in the istifal letter or in the light letter, the sound goes smoothly down outwards the mouth. But in the istila letter, it goes to the roof of the mouth first before it goes out of the mouth. Regarding the letters, we have 28 letters or 29 letters. We will divide them to istila letters and istifal letters. As we said, istila is elevation. Istifal, no elevation. Istila letters, the letters that are always heavy are 7. خص ضغط قض, collected in this word or this sentence. خص ضغط قض. Or you can say the 4 sisters صاد ضاد طا ظا and قاف غين خاء. We have 3 letters that are sometimes heavy, sometimes light, which are the lam of Allah, the lam only of the word Allah or Allahumma, the ra, and the alif mad. So 7 and 3, 10. And the rest, which are 18 letters, all of them are light all the time. let's start with these ones, the always heavy 7 letters. Sad, Dad, Ta, Va, Qaf, Ghain, and Kha. All of them are heavy, as we said. But the level of heaviness or the level of the strength of these letters vary. So the level of heaviness is determined based on the strength of the characteristics of the letter. The more stronger letters, the more strong characteristics that the letter has, the stronger it will be, and the heavier it will be. Ta. Ta is the strongest and heaviest letter. Up, ta, up, ta. Followed by Dad, Sad, Va, Qaf, Ghain, and then Kha. Like ladder. You can put them in ladder. The top is Ta, and the bottom is Kha. Okay? But as we said, all of them are heavy, but the degree of heaviness itself is different. So at-ta, at-tam, and kha, khalidina, both are heavy, but the heaviness of ta, or the strength of heaviness of ta, is more obvious than it in kha. There is something else, which is the level of heaviness in each single letter of these 7 letters. So ta sometimes can be very, very elevated, very strong in elevation, and sometimes it's just relatively heavy, or sometimes it's just heavy like this, depending on what? Depending on the vowel of the letter. So the heaviness of a particular letter of these 7 letters varies based on the haraka, or the vowel it has, and the haraka of the letter that comes before it, if it has sukoon. We have 5 levels of tafkhim. 5 levels of tafkhim according to Imam Muhammad ibn al-Jazari rahimahullah. So the letter will be in its highest position of elevation if it has fatha and followed by alif. Ta, da, sa, va, qa, gha, kha. These are the heaviest sounds of each single letter of these. And then, if it has just fatha and not followed by alif, it will be in the second level. Ta, va, qa, gha. Level 3, if it has dhamma. Level 4, if it has sukoon. And level 5, if it has kasra. For the level sukoon, we will have to look at the haraka of the letter that comes before it for the second letter. If it is fatha, so fatha and sukoon, like ato or aqo. Now, if it has fatha, it will go to level 2. If it has dhamma and then sukoon, it will be to level 3. But level 4, the exact level 4, if it has sukoon preceded by kasra. So we can say fatha and then alif, fatha, dhamma, sukoon followed by kasra, and finally kasra. So these are the 5 levels of the tafkhim. There's another point that we need to put into our considerations, but I don't like to give you too much information in order not to be confused. We can continue this tomorrow, inshallah azza wa jal. Don't forget to strive hard in these nights. You know, just alhamdulillah, 20 days have passed from this noble month, But if most of it has gone, we still have a chance, because the last best 10 nights are still there. So please do your best in your ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us all and give us the reward of Laylatul Qadr. Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.